Welcome to the Word Bible software and the Word books. Today we're going to look at the THGNT produced by Tyndale House, Cambridge. THGNT stands for the Greek New Testament. We're going to specifically be looking at the interlinear. Here we see some about information. And in here you'll see that it's the Crossway ESVified edition of the Greek New Testament produced at Tyndale House, Cambridge. In here we have text, and you use the R key to toggle some special, basically placeholders. These are placeholders for the English text, which is in the interlinear portion below, and these type of arrows is a directional portion to the Greek text, which is a placeholder for the English text that is in the interlinear. Also in the interlinear, you use the I to toggle this as well, and you'll see a placeholder of a dash or a hyphen to use for the Greek portion above. There's also arrows that point as to the English text. You'll see Morphology's explanation. Go down through that. You'll also see an introduction to the Greek New Testament. And it goes down through here, and it also has some information about the apparatus that is available with the Greek text. You'll also see down here at the close of it acknowledgments. So if you go into the text, we are using the hidden method. You can also use to show Strong's and Morphology if you prefer. You'll see that we have the morphology, for the example in this, the n/-dsf, so dative singular feminine, lemma arche, the beginning ruler, rule, corner. So if we were to look at another morphology, you would see noun, let's bring that back up, noun, genitive, plural, masculine. You have lemma, anthropos, word is anthropon, of men, human, man, person. You can get also be excellent for looking at verbs. And this morphology has been provided by Crossway for this particular text and has been very helpful for us. You'll see in here, if you click on here, you'll bring up the morphology dictionary that's also included in this package. And you can go in here and you can bring up again that morphology explanation and look down through it. And for example, here it says NSM. So you would go in here and you'd look for the part of grammar that starts with the N, which is a noun. You go over and you have a nominative. You go up and you have a singular, and then you have masculine. So you have that. There would be some other ones. You could go in here and click on this. It would give you a verb, first person, plural, aorist, middle, indicative. Let's bring out the interlinear. So pressing I, now the interlinear is displayed so you can read right alongside your Greek. So you could go in the beginning. And for example, let's say you don't know what patros means. You say, oh, it's the father. This is how ESV brought out the translation. You could look at the gloss and say, oh, is there other possible? Well, it could be father, forefather, or ancestor. And of course, that depends on context, and you want to study that out. But that gives you a quick overview. You can go into, let's go over to Revelation. Jump back in here. Let's go chapter 1, 20, verse 1. We'll just kind of scroll down through and looking for footnotes that may be throughout. There'll be a letter or however you have them set up in the Word. Let's go into Revelation 21. And I'll just double check that one more time. Bring that in again. And we're going to make it a little bit even more possible to view those footnotes. Go in here. I'll turn on the footnotes. Let's go in here. Instead of that, I want to inline with the text just to make them very visible. There we go. TH omits. So that's not something in the TH. We can go in there and you can check that out. Those are some comments. So let's go ahead and leave those up for now. And that'll give you a good overview. You can go in here and go through. You can use this as an excellent tool as you begin your study of Greek if you don't have that already. Or maybe you just need a refresher. So skotia, darkness, phine, shines. And I know my pronunciation is perhaps the best, but it'll give you an idea of what you're looking at. Oh, this is omitted in the TH there. And you can go through, you notice as I said, there are some notes. This is before, so this Greek word "to" is indicated to point to this "you" in the English here. What about, let's turn off the interlinear for just now. And we'll go up in here. Let's make sure, so you'll see a little bit of a pop-up. We can do I for interlinear or R for toggling these other letters. There we go. So this is like a placeholder. So if I go in here and I turn on I, I'll see here who was John. So if I turn off that placeholder though, there we go. Whose was John. And I'll turn off that. And now the thing is that placeholder's gone. So you're not going to be able to see the interlinear or items behind that placeholder. So we do want to see it though. Over that, and you can just see basically it's the interlinear word only. If you do have the I turned on like this, it makes it a little bit different. It kind of, you don't see that, how that's in there. There should also be a, let's look, see if we can find any of the arrows, if they're available in the interlinear. Some of those, down a little bit through here. You have a few more here in a portion like this. Let's turn on the I just to see what those. So these are kind of like added words in a sense, or words that were put in there to explain the text a little bit more. And that's how the ESV has brought them into this. The THGNT is an excellent text. It's very easily readable. There's some good resources that you could also, there's an introductory book for it as well. That is, I would recommend it, by Dirk Jongkind, which I'm sure I'm not pronouncing his name right. You'll also notice something a little bit more unique about the Greek text. So since we're on the interlinear, it's a little bit easier to see before we get to another one, which is the reverse interlinear. It's also available in just the Greek and apparatus package. Is note there are not any indications like that you might see in the UBS5 or the NA28 of where the variants fall. It does take a little bit extra work. If you get the apparatus, you can see those items. But in this particular version, we don't include the apparatus. It is available in the Greek New Testament text and works fine with the interlinear as well. But it makes it easy to read. It helps with the flowing of the reading process in Greek or things like that. Hopefully that has helped you as you kind of look in and as you think about the THGNT interlinear.